What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Guys, we have lots to talk about. We have lots to talk about with what's been going on within the markets. Now, I think 2 days ago, we saw the markets really see a reversal back to the upside here. And as I said in yesterday's video, it is extremely temporary. It is very short term, and it is not going to last. It's only needed to kind of reset the markets here, because on the 4-hour charts, you can see most of the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, were becoming oversold on their 4-hour charts, as you can clearly tell by the bottom here and the bottom here. This is a reference to being oversold on the 4-hour. A healthy short-term recovery would be necessary for us to continue to trend lower on the daily charts here, and this is with every single cryptocurrency. The 4-hour on Ethereum here, you can see 2 days ago on the 25th was oversold. You can see oversold right there. A healthy short-term recovery to swing us back up to more neutral levels on the RSI on the 4-hour charts would be necessary for us to continue a trend lower. XRP as well, seeing prices drop off. You can see we were extremely oversold on the 25th here, extremely oversold, causing a reversal back to the upside, necessary and healthy in line with what the drop is. And then it's necessary that we'd continue the trend to the downside, because we are not out of this bearish market anytime soon. This is also causing the prices to dip lower. As you guys can see, that's exactly what we did, is pull lower. And here we are from the original drop. We're now right around the same point here, but it was a short-term correction. Hard to trade in these markets, but we still have anticipation for prices to dip lower. Once again, we are becoming oversold again on the 4-hour. So another healthy short-term correction to the upside would be necessary for this week in order for us to continue to trend lower. Ideally, though, we did break through our weekly you can see weekly support here, so this is going to continue to scale us down lower. We do have a price target at about 59 cents, maybe by the end of this week, if not next week here. The biggest thing that I really want to focus on and talk about today, or also talk about, is the S&P 500. It's incredible. It really is incredible. It's insane. It's nutty. It blows my mind. As you guys can see, we just had another candle yesterday close, or dump, and I mean dump, correct, pull all the way back down, massive dump in the candle as of yesterday. This is huge. It's insane. This has pulled the markets all the way back down to here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP have also, stumbled and corrected all the way back down to here. But we are now currently at an extremely vital support in the S&P 500 in the history, and you'll probably see other YouTube channels and the news media outlets talking about this. This is what needs to be addressed. We've managed to correct all the way back down to a point where we're now currently retesting a very solid support, and we'll talk about this later on in today's video. But you can see this is February and March lows. We have currently, after all of March and all of April, corrected all the way back down the end of April to retest bottom February and March lows. This is a very vital support for us, guys. And if this support is broken, we're going to see a very substantial dump to the downside, hopefully mapping out the bottom for hopefully this year moving forward, hopefully the bottom of the bear market, and we'll start to correct up higher. Lots of information, lots of things to talk about here. If you're in the S&P 500, if you're in cryptocurrencies, stick around for today's episode, because this is going to be some juicy stuff, especially with the S&P dumping as high as it, or as low as it is now. With that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by Altura. As you guys can see, Altura is powering the future of gaming. Altura makes it possible to integrate blockchain-backed assets in your applications without the need of any Web3 knowledge. Not only that, they are creating a marketplace V2, which allows for cross-chain and multiple chains of NFTs, and your own NFTs to be seen in one place, which is very unique and cool. More information about Altura NFT will be at the end of today's video. I've also linked them down in the description below if you'd like to check them out earlier. But with that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, I'm very excited to make today's video. I feel like today's video might kind of get stretched out a little bit longer than before here, but it is definitely worth watching the rest of today's video because I do believe there is a lot going on and a lot to talk about. First things first, crypto fear and greed index is probably in extreme fear now. Yep, yesterday we were in fear, last week we were in fear, last month we were in greed, but we have currently, with this major drop to the downside, enter extreme fear levels here, which is definitely a good sign. It's also mapping out potentially where we could be seeing a bottom. Now, Now, doesn't mean we're going to explode back up, see another bull run all-time high, but it does map out, hey, this might be one of our lower points here, and they could be good buying opportunities for the long term, buying in and holding on long. Maybe 30K is the bottom for Bitcoin, and given that Bitcoin's trading at 38, that's not far off. And then 30K might be that lowest point. We might stay between 30 and 40K for a year and a half, 2 years, who knows, until the next halving. But then we might see Bitcoin swing up to 80, 90, 100K again. So I'm not worried. We are in extreme fear. Stock market is also in extreme fear, and I feel like we need to talk about this as well. Let's see where the fear and greed index is for the stock market. We're literally on the cusp of entering extreme fear here, and you can see the S&P 500 where the extreme fear is. It seems like the top point is where extreme fear typically ends. Useful comparison where the S&P and the 125-day moving averages. Not sure how this ultimately aligns here, but I do strongly believe that we are entering the fear index here. Let's see what the money CNN one is. Also fear. Yeah. So ideally we are in a very, very, very fear and extreme fear market for most cryptocurrency investments right now. Yeah. Market sentiment says fear. S&P 500, 79 invested in stocks, 21% cash holdings. So yeah, people are in fear for sure. Everybody is getting nervous about these markets. I can see that. And I'm also one big investor into the S&P 500. So I'm also slightly nervous. Am I worried? No, this is short term. In the long run, it definitely makes sense to be buying into these markets now. Top 10, at least that's my opinion. Now, I'm no financial advisor, but that's what I plan on doing here. That's my specific goals that I have. Now, you can see top 10 cryptocurrencies markets are dumping. We're down to 1.79 trillion. We were at about 1.84 trillion yesterday. Markets are continuing to just spew lower and lower and lower and lower. And this is expected and anticipated that we're going to continue to dump lower and lower and lower. But that doesn't mean these aren't good buying opportunities. And I've pretty much decided to discuss where bottoms would be for these cryptos. Obviously for XRP, that's continuing to trend lower, which was expected here. I want to look at the daily first. We are now just hitting oversold, and that's a good sign here. Although on the XRP charts, or on the weekly charts for XRP, we're not necessarily at bottom yet for the weekly charts here. And I do believe strongly that the lowest point we'll probably see within XRP fall to is about this support here, 59 cents. We've called this before. Reason being was because of these really strong resistances as well as supports here. Obviously, we're trading on this with the expectations of a pull down to 59 cents. All my trades are on my Patreon, which I highly recommend you guys check out. Patreon is where I post all my cryptocurrency trades on cryptocurrencies, not just that we cover on YouTube here. We cover other alternative cryptocurrencies too, which is super cool to check out. We also do all the trading on Bityard, leverage trading cryptocurrencies on Bityard, buying in long, selling in short, XRP, all these other cryptos, main cryptos, and alternative cryptocurrencies here. So definitely make sure to sign up for Bityard. And when you do sign up with the link in the description, click on Get Free Crypto. You can actually earn some free cryptocurrency for signing up too. So that's super cool here. So we do have this expectation because, and we confirmed this, we've made multiple short opportunities off retesting this top resistance here. We have the top red band. We have the downtrend here. The fact that we closed below here, getting rejected from this downtrend, was a significant factor to say, hey, time to short this with expectations of a pullback to 70 cents. We did, and we pulled back down to 70 cents and immediately reversed up off that, and we actually got stopped out, which is totally fine. But since then, we closed the next week's candle below our green band here, which is a big, big, big support. You can see numerous occasions here that the price of XRP has used this moving average as a means of support, sustainability, using the green band as a mean to kind of reflect and swing back up. But there are times that we break through it, and when we do, we typically fall lower. So the fact that we closed the week at about 69 cents here was a good short opportunity where we entered and are continuing to short this with expectations of prices pulling back down to 59 cents here. The biggest worry, the biggest factor we have to pay attention to is hopefully the bottom for cryptos here. I mean, this would be beautiful. That's what we'd love to see, or at least kind of fluctuate out of that eventually moving into 2023 here, which would be great. This kind of aligns with the, the halving for 2024 here, the Bitcoin halving right around here. Let's say this is the halving here. It's very similar like we've seen before with the 2018 Bitcoin bull run, end of 2017 into early 2018 Bitcoin bull run. We could easily break out of here, see a run up to the upside, swing down, kind of something along the lines of this would be ideal, where we see kind of a nice run into 2023 here, finishing up 2022, nice run into 2023, falling back down, and then creating an all-time high potentially in 2024, getting close to the Bitcoin bull run. Whether that's on XRP, not sure. A lot of this has to do with the the lawsuit, but once the lawsuit is cleared, we'll get that decision. But at least we'll see a similar pattern like that within Bitcoin specifically. So regardless, I do believe bottom for XRP is going to be 59 cents, and I do believe you're going to pull back to here. If we close the weekly below here, then I'm going to get very worried within cryptocurrency, extremely worried within cryptocurrency. If we break below 59 cents for Bitcoin or for XRP here, we're going to expect to see a big dump and a big drop, a substantial drop. There's no volatility, there's no volume, there's no support between that. There's no support between this. And we're going to see prices dump with extreme volume to the downside here, which would be a big worry. But before we continue, guys, I do want to talk more about today's sponsor, Altura. I want to give a huge shout out to Altura for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, Altura NFT is developing a smart contract platform to change how game developers and players think of in-game assets, an approach that could result in gaming never being the same. Now, called Marketplace V2, it is set to launch on April 28th. Now, the marketplace will be the only first truly seamless cross-chain marketplace experience, and you can explore NFTs from several chains at once and view all your NFTs across many chains. Now, the team is also very much invested in making sure that the marketplace distinguishes itself from the growing competition, both on the chain it operates on and more broadly in crypto. Now, Altura Marketplace will have support for powerful APIs, SDKs, and even smart NFT technology. Now, the gaming industry has seen exponential growth over the past years, with more than 500 million people having joined the gaming world over the past 3 years. Investors are looking to fund startups and companies that are reinventing the industry. Now, specifically, Altura NFT is aiming to change this reality by providing players with real ownership over their in-game assets. Now, by allowing developers to easily mint non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs, the startup believes it can change how users and developers interact, as well as result in digital items gaining intrinsic value. Now, the platform's white paper specifically reads, Altura wants to provide easy-to-use solutions for minting NFTs, non-fungible tokens, to represent in-game items. And we also want to provide smart NFTs, or NFTs with dynamic properties that can be changed based on time-based conditions, function call-based conditions, or real-world conditions, offering a new world of potential for NFTs. Now, this is an idea that is yet to be effectively implemented in an easy-to-use manner. Now, built as an open-source project with simple APIs, Altura NFT is creating a protocol with a high degree of transparency that allows the creation of NFTs with a high degree of granularity. Now, for example, developers could set a transaction tax that holders will incur every time the NFT's ownership changes, creating a new source of revenue. Now, historically, game developers have shown hostile stance towards practices like real money trading, RMT, as they provide hackers and players with reasons to act maliciously. However, this stance has led to the creation of black markets and account selling. Now, Altura's NFT's approach removes the need for such markets by providing developers with the transparency from the blockchain technology that it provides. Now, the result is an ecosystem in which developers and players share control over assets, and developers control how the asset is used in its games, as well as players can easily transact with them, profiting from their gaming efforts, which makes sense for all your time spent in the game. Now, in preparation for their V2 marketplace, Altura is giving away a $25 loot box airdrop to those who are joining their waiting list. And their marketplace V2 comes with a clean, stunning, gaming-focused design that allows users to place offers on NFTs that they want, and sellers can also now choose to auction their NFTs. There will also be a notification system, cross-chain operations, speed, stability, as well as collection-focused, and including an activity page. Also, guys, the Hatchables collection is also dropping soon, and the Hatchables are a smart NFT egg that cracks open over time until hatching into their final unknown form. And their previous NFTs were Hatchables as well as Smart Penguins, which minted at very low prices, and they are now worth a lot more. And the Smart Penguins can actually be utilized in the Chaincade ecosystem. So guys, if you want to join their waiting list to check out their V2 marketplace, as well as get a chance to win a $25 loot box in the process, make sure to check them out in the description of today's video. And it goes beyond XRP. Looking at these other cryptocurrencies, the same thing applies. If we break through Ethereum, which is consolidating right now, we are, and I did switch up my my trend lines for Ethereum. I do believe we're in some sort of descending fractal formation, not necessarily the sideways consolidation we had. We got clearly rejected off this yesterday, so a major dump to the downside here. I do believe we're in a stair-stepping pattern that could swing us all the way down to where I believe bottom support would be closer to about $2,400. I believe I can confirm that when I pull up the weekly charts here. You can see the correction, the consolidation that would be necessary for Ethereum to play out here. By the time we hit $2,400 here, I believe the weekly moving averages would be caught up with that, signifying that the bottom would be here, 2,400. Same thing with XRP. Weekly would be right here. And then you can see for Bitcoin, bottom would be around 31K. You can see right around this level here. Or sorry, this is 36K. My apologies here. I do strongly believe that rock bottom would be, however, closer to $31,000. That would be as if we managed to break through the weekly charts here. But regardless, we're trading at about 42 on the relative strength indicator on the weekly charts here. There wouldn't be much room to head lower. I feel like we'd, retest oversold at about 35K here, but I do believe rock bottom would be around 31K, and we would be oversold on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies weekly charts, which is a good buying opportunity. Oversold on the weekly charts is huge because there's usually a ton of upside for a bull run. Buying in oversold prices are extremely, extremely beneficial here. So I do believe if we were to buy, were to dump and we did hit 31K, as long as we held this, I do believe that would be the bottom. This would be a prime buying opportunity because of how oversold we'd be, as well as undervalued and below the moving averages here. Had we break through this, would be like insane. It would be very worrisome if Bitcoin fell below 30K, and it would be a good buying opportunity for sure, but I would be extremely worried in regards to the price here if we break through $30,000. Extremely worried, because the S&P would be a major influence as to why that's happening. Right now, I'm worried about the S&P 500. I've bought in multiple times at this level here as a bottom. It's a good buying opportunity. Oversold currently, retesting oversold on the moving average here. Typically, that's the lowest point we move to. Like if I just flash back in the past year, you can see oversold typically on on the S&P 500 here, finding bottoms of oversold, let's say right here, usually aligns with big reversals. Oversold here, reversal. Let's continue on. Oversold right here, reversal. Oversold right here, reversal to the upside. So with that in mind, I would gather, making the assumption, an educated assumption, that this would be the bottom. And hopefully it is the bottom. I wish that would stop doing that. Hopefully this is the bottom, because if we break through this, bottom support, this price floor here, which is clearly showing that this is the support. It's been all of February, all of March, now April. This is rock bottom support. Not only are we oversold, if this price is broken here, it would be very, very, very extreme fear, and everybody would be extremely worried here, swinging very close to what could be entering a bearish market, a bearish sentiment, which would send prices down much, much, much lower. So as long as we hold above here, we're okay, but we're retesting that right now, and it's nerve-wracking. So we are retesting this again for like the fourth time here, 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time here. Hopefully we rebound off that as we are retesting oversold here. If we break through here, these are good buying opportunities. There's not much lower I think we would pull down to, because we are going to be getting close, and I wish this would stop doing that. We would be getting very close to becoming oversold on the weekly charts. Not only is there's not much room here, we've managed to catch up with the please stop with the weekly moving averages here. You can see the last time we were oversold, and check this out. Last time we were oversold on the weekly charts for the S&P 500, it was during the pandemic, extremely oversold here, but this was a good buying opportunity. Last time we were oversold on the weekly here in 2018, all we saw after this was extreme bullish runs. Like, I want to just map this out for you guys. Every single time we retest oversold on the markets, it's followed by bull runs. Every time we're oversold, followed by bull runs. Oversold, bull run. We're not there just yet. We're not there just yet at all. We could see a pullback down. This is the price target for you guys, is right around this white band here, which would map the top of the ascending fractal that we've been forming since like 08, 09, if not 2011 here, or 2001 or 08, 09. I think this is about or sorry, 2011. It seems like that, but you could extend this out further. If you could really extend this out, it's been, yeah, you can see it starts in 08, 09 where we drew the bottom support here. And you can see this would pretty much map out where that bottom is. Good buying opportunity, in my opinion, right around this moving average. Moving average since the bear market that we had since the pandemic, we've managed to swing all the way up here. We've moved the weekly all the way up to this level here. I'd be very shocked if we continue to dump through that. I'd be very, very, very shocked if we dump through that. So I do believe would probably map out about 4,000 points on the S&P 500 would be the lowest point here. Great buying opportunities, in my opinion. I will be buying in. And then I would expect markets to reverse off that because we would be oversold. And oversold is a beautiful buying opportunity. You know, we're always going to go back up to overbought. So I am excited for the markets, but worried because we're going to be falling low before we see prices swing us up. So we'll see how we react with this. There's a chance we could break through it. And if we break through it, I do expect to see markets dump all the way to 4,000 points. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.